Don't mind me just charting some mountains. But haven't you heard? The queen wants to expand her kingdom west, and she's ordered all the royal cartographers to chart the new territory. Now, along the way, we might get ambushed by some monsters, but we also might run into some heroes and get to witness them vanquishing our foes. And if we make good enough maps, we just might become heroes ourselves. At least that'll be our goal as we play Cartographers Heroes in this episode of Table for One. Hi, I'm Paula, and today we're playing Cartographers Heroes, designed by John Brieger and Jordi Auden, and published by Thunderworks Games, who helped sponsor this episode. If you want all the specifics on how to play before we dive in, you can always check out Rodney's rules video for Cartographers, a role-player tale, which is linked in the description below. Now, there are a few differences between that game and Cartographers Heroes, namely in the way ambushes function and in the addition of heroes, but I'll go over all of those details as it comes up in our game. Cartographers Heroes can be combined with Cartographers, a role-player tale, and you can play them together. You can also, of course, get some variation in your gameplay with some of the different map packs. There's Undercity, Depths of Sabek, which gives you some new scoring cards and maps with above and below ground sections, along with some new shape placement rules. There's a Frill, Plane of Knowledge, which also gives you some new scoring cards and new maps with islands on them that you'll need to connect together. And Nebulous, Plane of Flames, which gives you some new shape cards that simulate volcanic destruction. But today, we're just going to be playing with the base game of Cartographers Heroes and the map provided in that version. So this map has two sides. There is the wilderness side and the wasteland side, and I've decided we'll be playing with the wilderness side, which is marked with this letter C. Now, I know Table for One is all about solo gaming, but if you have your own copy of Cartographers, I hope you'll pull it out and join me and play along. I also have the game set up and ready to go for us here. We have our Explore deck. I've already shuffled in one ambush card and one hero card into this deck. We, of course, have our seasons. We start at spring. We've got our map. We have our cartographer name. Now, we don't get a title yet because in the solo version of the game, you earn your title at the end based on your score. We have our Queen's Edicts here and our scoring cards. So let's go over our scoring cards so we know what's going to happen. So of course in spring, you can see here we're going to score A and B. In summer, we'll score B and C. In fall, we'll score C and D. And in winter, we'll score D and A again. Okay, so for A, we have Sleepy Valley. This says earn 4 reputation stars for each row that contains 3 or more forest spaces. So for every row on our map where we have 3 or more forest spaces, we'll get 4 points. B is Gnomish Colony. Earn 6 reputation stars for each cluster of village spaces that contains 4 spaces in a 2x2 square. So every individual grouping of terrain is a cluster of that kind of terrain. And it's a cluster even if there's only one square in that grouping. So for each cluster of village spaces, if it contains a 2x2 square, we'll get 6 points for that square. Then C, which we don't score right away, but we might want to make some plans for ahead of time so we should know what's going on, is Claw's Grave Peaks. Earn 5 reputation stars for each mountain space connected to a farm space by a cluster of water spaces. So basically we want to create rivers flowing from our mountains into our farms. And we'll get 5 points for each mountain we've been able to connect in that way. And then D is Starlit Sigil. Earn 4 reputation stars for each cluster of exactly 3 empty spaces surrounded on all sides by filled spaces or the edge of the map. And you can see the example here. So for every little cluster of 3 empty spaces that is otherwise fully surrounded by either the edge of the map or a filled space, we'll score 4 points. Now, filled spaces can be mountains. They can also be destroyed spaces. Now, we might have some spaces get destroyed by monsters in this game, but those will still count as filled even though they no longer have a terrain type. You also see on the map here, you have ruins marked. This is only going to come into play if you've combined Cartographer Heroes with Cartographers, a role-player tale. We aren't playing that way, and there are no ruins cards actually in our Explore deck in Cartographers Heroes, so those ruins won't really mean anything for us in this game. So the game comes with these cute little pencils, which I'll be using during scoring here, but I also have some colored pencils that I am going to play with because I like when my map looks pretty. Yeah, so without further ado, I think we flip over our first card. Wish me luck. Okay, so the first card that's come out is Frontier Dwelling. It is worth 2 time units. Once we have cards with 8 time value all together, we'll switch from spring into summer. So this one's 2, and we can either choose village or farmland, and it's gonna be this like capital T shape. Now, when you're drawing the shape on your map, of course, you can rotate it, mirror it, flip it, reposition it however you want. It just still has to be this arrangement of squares in relation to each other. So let's see. Well, it probably makes sense to do it as a village for our gnomish colony, because that could be the start of a good square. So why don't we do that? So let's see, where should I draw this? I want to draw it around a mountain because I really like surrounding the mountains to get coins. Of course, if you surround a mountain on all of the spaces adjacent to it, you'll earn a coin. And I love earning coins in this game. All right, I think we're gonna draw it right here in the middle of the map. Why not? If we draw it here, actually, we're on our way to getting a 3 empty space surrounded by edge and shapes here, which will help us out later. Maybe I'll actually draw it like this. Okay, now look, I never claimed to be a great artist, okay? So forgive me. There we go, there's our Frontier Dwelling. Let's see what our next card is. Kethra's Gates. So this does not add any time to our season, and we can draw basically one of any of these terrain types anywhere on our map. Not the best timing for this to come out. This is really a card you typically want to see a little later in the game when you're like, ooh, I really need to fill in a thing. Now, we could go a couple different ways with this though. We could add a single village right here, and then we've got one of our 2x2 squares handled. Or we could add something else right here. Then we already have an area that is 3 empty squares surrounded by shapes or the edge of the map, but that's not gonna score for so many rounds. I think we should focus on Gnomish Colony for now and add a village right there. So we're just gonna draw another village. It's gonna go right here. And now we know that we've got at least 6 points coming to us. Next card. Okay, we have a coastal encampment. This is a timer of 2 contributing toward our spring, so we're halfway through spring. And we can either do, again, more village spaces, or we could do some water. We could either set ourselves up for when we score for C, or again, focus on B, which would be scoring right now. Oh, I just realized if I do this plan of keeping these 3 spaces empty, I'll never score that mountain coin. And I do like the mountain coins. Oh boy. If I get the mountain coin now, it'll be worth 4 points for me at the end of the game because I'll score that coin every round. But if I do this, it's also worth 4 points. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other, really. You know what? I'm going to work on another gnomish colony, and I'm just going to bring that down here, I think. And we're gonna do that. We're just gonna spread out across the map. We're gonna come here with that L, and I'm gonna do it like that. So far, this is a very red map. Let's see what the next card is. A settlement. Okay, this is 1 more in the timer, so we're now at 5. And oh my gosh, I can't believe how many of these. I promise I shuffled these. It's so many. Well, I'm going for the coin. I love, in these cases, you can choose either this shape or this shape. And if you choose this shape, you get a coin. I love getting the coins. I always go for the coins. And it actually works out really well because if I do this 2 shape anyway, I can make my square. And that's pretty good. That's another 6 points plus a coin. So yeah, I will be doing that. And I'm going to make it, I think I'm gonna put it over here. So far, the area we found is just full of villages. No other landscape worth noting, apparently. Then I'm gonna use my pencil to mark off this coin here. Okay, next card in the season. Mangrove Swamp. Okay, so now we're at 2, 4, 6, 7. So our next card is probably gonna be the last one of this season. So far, we haven't had an ambush or seen a hero. It's just very peaceful. Just lots of empty villages. Eerily empty. What happened here? Were they all eaten by mangroves that live in the swamp? I don't know. I'm that cartographer who's like, I just want drama. I'm just gonna make up some crazy things. Ooh, finally, we can finally draw some trees. Because look, we will not have been able to have scored any forest points because they basically haven't come out. So I think we will be doing a forest shape for this mangrove swamp. We score 4 reputation stars for each row that contains 3 or more forest shapes. So this is a good orientation for this because it's gonna give me a row with 3 shapes in it immediately. And again, I kind of feel like I should work on surrounding a mountain. Let's do this. I'm all over the place. I don't normally draw such disjointed shapes on my maps, but we're going wild here today. So I'm gonna do this. My forest is gonna go right here. Okay, so that'll at least scores one thing for our Sleepy Valley. Let's see what our last card of the season is. It is not a monster or a hero, it is a lagoon. So this will get us to 8 for spring, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is a water space, and y'all know I like that coin. Drawing this water could help me start to set myself up for connecting mountains to farmland. So let's draw this near a mountain. If we draw it at this mountain, we'll not only get the coin for the shape, we'll get the coin for this mountain, which I like. So we are going to do that. I'm going to draw 1 water square here and 1 water square here. Okay, and then we need to mark ourselves off 2 coins. A coin for the shape, a coin for the mountain. Pretty happy, feeling pretty happy about that. Feeling pretty happy about that. Okay, so that's the end of spring. So let's count up our scoring for edicts A and B, and then we'll prep our decks to move into summer. So the first thing is A. How many rows on our map have 3 or more forest spaces? Well, just 1, because we only had that 1 card with the forest that came out, but that's worth 4 points, so 4. It's gonna be a low scoring round. B, how many gnomish colonies do we have? We have 2. We have a 2 by 2 square here and a 2 by 2 square there. That's 6 points each. So that's 12 points. Okay, that could be worse. We have 3 coins. And we have no monsters. So altogether, our score is, let's see, 7 and 12 is 19. Kind of a low scoring first round. Okay, so all of our Explore cards get shuffled back into our deck, and we'll also add another Ambush card and another Hero card into our deck. So now there's 2 of each in here, which is gonna make it more likely that we pull one of those cards this season. Give them a good shuffle. Spring goes away, it's now summer, and we're now gonna focus on scoring for B and C. So Gnomish Colony will score again, and Claw's Grave Peaks will score this time. Okay, so let's see what our first summer card is. Summer's a little shorter than spring. It's only gonna do 7 time. A hillside terrace. Okay, this is a square of 4. I think the thing to do with this is to do some farmland and connect it to this water. That means we'll score 5 points for it. Get some farmland going. Happily irrigated from our mountain springs. Oh, wait, no, but this isn't connected to... This one won't score. Actually, this isn't gonna score anything. I drew this in such the wrong spot. I'm not gonna redo it. This was dumb. It's not that the water needs to connect it to the mountain. So I definitely need to get a water space here. This doesn't even connect to this because these 2 aren't adjacent. I'm a dum-dum. I should have put it here because that would have then connected. Don't be like me. Don't make my mistakes. This is okay. We'll end up putting some water here and then we'll put more farmland over here and it'll be fine. Sometimes I'm not the best cartographer, okay? Ooh. Well, mistakes have been made. I have regrets. Let's see what the next card is. Another frontier dwelling. Okay, this will help us fix our mistake. So this is 2 again. That's more than halfway through our summer. Let's do some farmland in a place that we can actually benefit from it. How about that? And we want to be thinking about 3 empty spaces as well. Okay, I think this is gonna be fine. So I'm gonna draw my big T like this. That is connected. So this mountain will score for us because this river is going to connect it to this farmland. Unlike this stupid piece of farmland, not connected to anything. Who plotted this farmland? Someone who doesn't know anything about farming. It was me. All right. There's our farmland that is actually placed so it will score. Okay, let's see. Is it going to be an ambush? It's not. It's another settlement. Okay. Well, we're still going to score for Gnomish Colony. So I think we should make another 4x4 square with this too and get the coin. I think we fill in this and then we have 2 4x4 squares. So we'll just fill this in. Wait, for each cluster that contains 4 spaces. So that would be the same cluster. So actually, we don't really want to do that. Well, these erase. That one I will take back. So really, this needs to be its own separate thing. Let's put it here. Yeah, because then we'll have 3 empty spaces there. Okay, that's better. That's better. And we'll get a coin because we chose the coin shape. All right, what's next? We are at 5 out of 7 of our timer for summer. Oh, wow, 2 seasons and we haven't seen a hero or a monster yet. That does not bode well for future seasons. So this is a wildwood garden. That brings us to a total of 7 for summer. And we can either draw forests or farmland. I'm not happy no water came out for this. I kind of think I might draw forests to plan for scoring for A later. Because right now drawing more farmland isn't gonna help us score C. What we need for that is more water. So I think I'm gonna do forests. Let's do, oh, if we put it here, then we'll have our empty spaces of 3 there for when we're able to score the starlit sigil. Let me just rotate this around a little so I can visualize it. So if we put that there, if we flip it down, basically we're gonna draw this upside down but mirrored, which means we want to draw the 2 here and then the 1 right there. That's what we're going to do. That's summer. So we will score B, our Gnomish Colony, and then C, our Clawsgrave Pearls. Peaks. I read it as pearls, but that is definitely peaks, which makes a lot more sense than pearls. I was like, I don't know, like the pearly glint of the water? But that's definitely peaks. Okay, let's score B, the Gnomish Colony. So this didn't end up scoring us anything, did it? Which is fine because this is the last time we're gonna score this. We're not gonna get, well, this will never score. And I don't think we could have drawn it here to score it because it says each cluster that has it. So I don't think we could have scored this 1 cluster 2 times, even though it had 2 2x2 squares in it. It's still just 1 cluster. So it's the same score as before, which is 12. Because we have 6 for this one and 6 for that one. Now it's time to score C, Clawsgrave Peaks, and that is for mountains connected to farmland by water, and right now we only have this one. So that's 5 points. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. And again, no monsters. So our total this time is 9 plus 12, which is 21. Well, it was better than our first round score, but we really need to step it up in fall and winter. Let's remake our Explore deck. Let's put another Ambush and Hero card. Now we have 3 of each in this deck. Surely we're gonna see one this turn. Okay, that is now shuffled. We'll put away summer and we'll go into fall, which is also a timer of 7. Now we're done scoring B. That's never gonna come up again. The Gnomish Colony's gone. So I'm just gonna flip this over to remind us that we don't need to be thinking about scoring for that anymore. This round we'll be scoring C and D edicts, Clawsgrave Peaks again, and now the Starlit Sigil. So we're gonna start to score for our 3 empty spaces completely enclosed. And our first card is One Time, and it is a Timber Grove. Oh, this will be good to get more forests in rows. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Ooh, I like this. So of course, I'm gonna get that coin shape. I almost always choose the coin shape. I just really like it as a strategy. And I am going to, so this is a little like corner piece. And I would like to draw it so that it adds at least one forest to this row, so we have 3, and then also a forest up here, but if I can, leaving these 3 empty spaces to be fully enclosed. And if I do this, that will happen. Aha! Yee! So now this will score for Starlit Sigil, and this will score for Sleepy Valley when we come back to it, and this only needs 1 more forest to score for Sleepy Valley in winter when we come back to it. I feel very good about that. And we need to mark off our coin. What's next? Woodland Crossroads. This is 2, so we're at 3 of 7 for our timer. I think we draw more forests. I mean, we're not going to score these villages anymore because we're done with Edict B. And if we do this nice big plus sign kind of shape, we might be able to get more rows with 3 or more forests in them. Some water spaces would be nice though to score. We're not doing great on Clawsgrave Peaks, but we're setting ourselves up here for Sleepy Valley. Okay, so where do we want to draw this plus sign? Where is it going to benefit us the most? Let's draw it like this, because this will give us the chance to have 3 empty spaces. And now we have 1 more row with at least 3 forests in it. Okay, so that's at our Woodland Crossroads. Okay. What's next? Fall. Oh, it's our first ambush. Okay, a giant troll ravage. Okay, so one of the differences now in Cartographers Heroes versus Cartographers A Role Player Tale is with these monsters that come out for our ambush. Now, they will each have a specific effect that they actually have on our map. So we're going to draw this shape and mark it with a T so that we know this is the giant troll. So what is this going to do? After scoring each season, destroy an empty space adjacent to the giant troll. Oh, that's bad. So if we don't cover up the spaces around the giant troll, not only are we going to get negative points, they're going to be destroyed. Though destroyed spaces count as filled spaces, so I don't think they'll actually score us the negative points once they're destroyed. But it's not great. Okay, and here's how we do this for the solo mode. Now, in the game, when you're playing with other people, you pass your sheet to another player and they will draw this monster somewhere on your map for you. But in the solo game, you want to look in the upper right portion of the card and you see this grid. This is the corner of our map we need to start in and try and fit this shape in. With these monsters, we are not allowed to change the shape at all. We can't mirror it, we can't rotate it. It has to be in this orientation, and you just start to work your way around the edge of your map to see if that shape fits in anywhere. If it doesn't fit anywhere on this row right on the outside, you go back up to the corner that is denoted here on the card, and you go 1 row in, and then you make your way around trying to fit it in somewhere. Here's the thing though, we can fit this right in this corner. It will definitely go there. And I like to give my monsters sad faces. Now, if I don't fill in the spaces around these monsters, I'm gonna lose points this round. I don't like it. Okay, and then we're gonna mark these with the T because we have to deal with this. He's gonna destroy a space around him every round. So we need to know this is the troll shape. All right, our first monster. I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, and that didn't have any timer. It doesn't count toward our season, so we'll flip another card. A pasture, which is 1. We're now more than halfway through fall. Ooh, I could fill in some farmland on either side here, which I think might be a good idea to fill in these spaces so that I don't get negative points for them. And then I'll also get a coin. I think I'm gonna do that. So let's put some farmland in here. I'd really like, deck, please give me a water card next. I need some water, please. I want to have Clawsgrave Peaky Pearls. Okay, and then a coin. Okay, next for fall is our mangrove swamp again. Ooh, water! Oh, I asked for water and we got it. That's great. What is the best way to draw this? We want it to be adjacent to mountain and farmland. Maybe we draw it in here to connect this problem farmland with our mountain there. Or we could draw it here and connect this farmland to this mountain, and then this is almost completely surrounded, which would be close to getting us a coin. Ooh, and if I draw it here, actually, it covers up an empty space by this monster. I think I'm gonna do that. Sorry, problem farmland, you're gonna stay a problem. So I'm gonna just draw this shape around our mountain here. It's going to connect this mountain to this farmland, which makes me happy. Our pearls can grow nice and shiny because they're well irrigated. And we've now filled an empty space by this troll. Yeah! Okay, so we're at 4, 5, 6. This is probably the last card for fall. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a hero. Oh, wonderful. Okay, now our heroes take up 1 square, and then they have attack patterns. You can see here, these little star spaces are each space around the hero that they attack. If that attack intersects with a monster, it destroys that monster space. So let's see where we are going to place Doll of Jolev. We could put him here, he would destroy this space, and then we don't have to deal with our troll at all. I mean, that's not bad. We could also just use him to like create some empty areas of 3, but I don't know. I really think we should use him to destroy some monsters. Yeah, let's do it. Let's destroy this monster. I don't want this troll to destroy any spaces around him. So we're gonna draw him here. Okay, then you draw his little star. We don't really need to do it there because that's already filled in, but we put a little star here so we remember that if a monster ends up in this space, that's in his attack area. Here's already filled, here, and here is where he would also attack, so we actually destroy this monster space. Yeah. Oh, we're not gonna get any negative points from that monster. Thanks, doll. So he discards and goes out of the game. Okay, now maybe it's our last card of fall. It is. Okay, it's a timer of 1. It's a settlement. We can either do this kind of weird W shape, or we can get another coin and just do a 2 somewhere. Now again, the settlement kind of doesn't matter, but because we're not scoring for villages anymore, but this could help us create some areas of 3 empty spaces. Ooh, if we put it here, there's 3 empty spaces. If we put it here, no, that won't do it. But let's just put it here. Okay, so we're actually gonna put it here near our little village that we constructed, then hastily deconstructed because we realized we didn't want to build it there. And we'll get a coin for that settlement. I love my coins. Okay, that's the end of fall. So let's score up our edicts. Okay, so for C, we managed to pull off a few things for our Claw's Grave Peaks. So it's going to be 5 points for each mountain that is connected to farmland by water. This is 1 mountain and 2 mountains. And that's it. This mountain never got connected to water. So that's only 10. And that's the last time we're going to score this. We didn't do great with that one. Okay, D, all of our 3 empty spaces completely surrounded. So we have 1 here. We have another one here. That's 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. So we have 4 of those. That's worth 4 each. So that's 16 points. Coins, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then monsters, we have covered up all the empty spaces surrounding our troll and then destroyed this space of troll because of our hero. So we don't have any negative points for monsters. I knew we would be the real heroes all along. And so we also don't have to do our giant troll ravage because there's no empty space adjacent to the giant troll. Okay, so let's add these up. That is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 points. A much better round, I think. Okay, it's time for winter and our last round. We're going to be scoring our Starlit Sigil again and our Sleepy Valley again. And we now have our last hero and ambush added into our deck. And because we pulled out 1 of each in fall, we have 3 of each now in the deck. Fall goes away for winter. Let's see what happens. Oh, we have a coastal encampment that is worth 2 of our 6 timer. Of course, winter is our shortest season, and we can either draw water or village At this point, all we really care about, specifically about terrain, is getting 3 and as many rows as we can of forest terrain. But otherwise, we can use these shapes, again, to try and help us score our starlit sigil. So let's do water, because we have a lot of villages on this map already. So let's go for some variety. And where can we draw this kind of Tetris L so that we can get shapes 3? Oh, if we do it right here, we'll get one right there. Okay, our first shape of winter. It's ice skating rink. This farmland's like, is this good? We have water now, we're connected to water now, we're irrigated. And I'm like, it's not fresh mountain spring water, is it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then it does me no good. Get out of here. Oh, we have another hero. Freyla the True. So her attack is right in front of her, I guess because she's an archer, so her arrow goes out. So we want to draw her somewhere. Now, if another monster comes out, where would be a good place for her to be ready and poised to potentially be able to shoot at it? Let's put her here. Okay, and we'll have her attack go out this way. So now those are marked, so we know if a monster ends up in these spaces, they're under attack. Okay, Freyla, thank you for your service. What's next? Woodland Crossroads again. So this is 2, so we are 2/3 of the way through winter already. It's a very short season. Oh, and we definitely want to add some forests. Definitely, for our Sleepy Valley. So where do we want this? We could put it here, and that'll get us a coin at least. I think let's do that. This hero has done well. We don't need their other attack space because we're filling it in with forest. And this gives us another row with 3 forest spaces. And I like that. And we'll get a coin. I love my coins. Okay, what's next? A pasture. So, we could put it here and then we'll get our 3 there. Our isolated 3. Okay, so I will do a bit of farmland here and a bit of farmland here, and we'll get our coin. Okay, so if our next card is an explore card, it'll be our last card of the season. If it's a monster ambush or a hero, we'll keep going. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, it's a dragon inferno. Holy moly. When all spaces of the dragon are surrounded or destroyed, gain 3 coins? That's so cool. Can we even fit this anywhere? Oh, it could fit here, except it can't be mirrored. That would be so great though, because it would fit in immediately. We'd get a coin for the dragon and a coin for the mountain, and it would have destroyed. Our Freya would attack it, but we can't put it there because that would require mirroring it. Okay. Let's see, where do we want to start? It looks like the bottom left corner of our map, and then we need to go anti-clockwise. Excuse me, counterclockwise. I don't know if this will fit anywhere. No. I want to be able to place this because I want the 3 coins. Even though this is the last round, we probably don't have time to resolve that. Okay, so we can't draw it anywhere on the outside, so we'll go in 1 row at a time. We're gonna go around and see if we can fit it anywhere. No, certainly not. Okay. I do not think this can fit anywhere on my map. Let me know if I'm just not seeing something. But I'm pretty sure without being able to flip or mirror the dragon, it will not fit anywhere on here. Which means, in this case, we disregard the card. We saw the dragon, it flew overhead, we thought it was gonna shoot fire at us, and then it just flew on by. Dodged a bullet there, or a flame. I said that like it was like a joke or a saying or a pun or something, but it actually wasn't. All right, well, we'll just discard the monster. Next card. Oh, it is another hero, Dobrik of Lorkheim. Okay, so he has an attack pattern. It's like he swings his axe like all the way around, and he probably does one of those cool like around the head kind of things and gets all of his adjacent spaces. Where can we put him? Oh, let's put him here. Yes, because then we'll get a 3 empty space there. Okay, so then this is an attack space, and this is an attack space, and so are these, but they're already filled with 4. So I'll just mark them so we know that Dobrik is swinging his axe around his head. Okay, there's Dobrik. Thank you, Dobrik of Lorkheim. Okay, maybe this will be the last card of winter. It is. Okay, we have our mangrove swamp again. So now we're at 6, 7. So we've gone the full time of winter here, and I think we'll draw a forest, right? In this kind of U shape. So let's see the best place. Now, if we can't fit this in anywhere, we draw 1 square of any terrain we want, anywhere it can fit on our map. But let's see if we can fit it. I think we might be able to. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it goes right, we can fit it right here. Oh, that'll be good though, because that'll give us 3, that'll give us lots of rows. I think we'll have a pretty decent score this round, because this is gonna give us 2 more rows that have 3 forest spaces in them. So we'll put this here. We have a giant forest in between these mountains. Well, that's it. That's the end of winter. So now we need to score our winter edicts, and then we'll calculate our full score. Put away our explore cards for winter. We don't need them anymore. Let's score Edict D, Starlit Sigil. Okay, how many empty spaces are in clusters of 3 but completely surrounded? We'll get 4 points for each one. Let's go through. I think we added a bunch this round. So we have 1, let's mark them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's it. Oh no, 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Wow, that's our entire last round score in this one edict. I'm very happy about that. Now Sleepy Valley. So this is where we'll get 4 points for each row that has 3 or more forest shapes in it. So let's see. Top one, we didn't do it. This one we did. This one we did. This one we did. This one we did. This one we didn't. This one we did, and this one we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 is 24. It's a good round for us, y'all. Good round for us. Okay, coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Monsters? Get out of here, monsters. Fly on over us, dragons. We didn't take a single negative point of monsters this whole game. That's pretty unusual for me, I have to say. Normally, I'm definitely taking negative points for my monsters. So we really lucked out with some of these cards that we drew that allowed us to fill those in. All right, let's add this up. 56 and 9 is 65. 65 points just from the last round. So when we add up this entire score, we get 138 points. I'm very happy. Now, this isn't the end though in a solo game. You still have to see what title the queen is going to give you. And here's how we figure that out. We flip these scoring cards back over. There is a value at the bottom of each of our scoring cards. We need to total up that value and subtract it from our score. So let's see, we've got 24, 12, 15, and 30 is a total of 81. That's pretty high. So 138 minus 81 is 57. So now we're going to look and see what title the queen gives us for a score of 57. Oh yeah, y'all, 30 plus will get you the title of Legendary Cartographer. I'm just gonna say legendary. Legendary. The crowd goes wild. You walk into every town, people go, psst, psst, psst. Is that map maker? Psst, psst, psst. I heard they were legendary. Psst, psst. I'm very happy. So that's it, Cartographers Heroes. We lucked out a little bit with our monsters, I have to say. Let me know if you played along with me. I want to know your score before you deducted your solo points, and then the title you got from the queen. Is there any moves you made that I didn't make that you feel like really helped you? I want to know all the details, and thank you for playing along with me. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Table for One. I am so excited that we won. I had so much fun playing this game, and I hope that you had fun watching. Don't forget to check out Rodney's How to Play video for Cartographers, a Role Player Tale, and check out those map packs if you're interested in mixing up your gameplay of Cartographers. If you're interested in checking out more gameplay videos, be sure to check out Monique and Naveen right here on this channel as they go head-to-head in two-player games. If you liked this video, go on and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you always know when I have a new episode of Table for One ready for you. And until then, thanks for watching.